You're watching another Raw Instinct commentary.
Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Max here, or Raw Instinct, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another episode of my weekly Modern Warfare 3 comparison videos, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the L86 versus the MK46. Now on our last video when we talked about the MP5 versus the UMP45, a lot of you guys have been recently requesting me to talk about some of the light machine guns in the game, and I'm absolutely excited for that because a lot of you guys don't actually know the possibilities that a lot of these weapons do have. Now for me personally, I really do enjoy using a lot of the light machine guns in the game because a lot of them have a very high damage. Some of them actually don't even drop damage from a certain distance, so that's even more exciting. And then also, a lot of these weapons have an insane freaking accuracy, so we're going to be talking about that in this video. And then of course, we're going to be covering the stats and the recoil pattern on both weapons, but what makes this video even more special is the fact that one of these weapons is the only weapon in the game to not change damage from every single distance, so I'll be covering that a little bit later on in this video. But anyways guys, I hope you do enjoy it, and let's get right into the sexy breakdown video. So first off, as I did mention, we're going to be talking about the stats on both of these weapons, but what I didn't mention is that all the stats on both of these weapons are kind of really different. I mean, as we talked about in the past, a lot of weapons that we do compare have very similar stats, but in this episode, both weapons have pretty much totally different stats. So first off, taking a look at the damage on the L86, that has a base damage of 38 to 38, so from close range, you're going to be doing 38 damage, and from long range, you're going to be doing 38 damage. Now on the MK46, on the other hand, the base damage of that is 40 damage from close range and 34 damage from long range. So from close range and from medium range, you're going to be doing a little bit more, but from long range, once again, it's going to be a lot lower. Now, as far as the magazine size goes, both weapons do have a standard 100 round magazine, and that's pretty typical for a lot of the light machine guns. And then as far as the reload times, this is where things get very crazy. So first off, with the L86, your huge advantage is the fact that the reload time is only 3.7 seconds, while with the MK46, on the other hand, the reload is freaking 8.6 seconds. So I highly recommend sleight of hand on the MK46, and on the L86, you can kind of get away with it without using it. Now, as far as the rate of fire goes, the L86 has a rate of fire of about 800 rounds per minute, while the MK46 has a rate of fire of about 857 rounds per minute, which in the end, it'll pretty much compensate for that very slow reload time. Now, as I did mention, the L86 has a damage of 38 to 38, so it doesn't actually drop distance. Now, you might be asking, well, what's the importance of this? Well, what's really cool about it, if you're from close range or whether or not you're from long range, it's going to take the same amount of bullets, which is 3 bullets. And it's kind of nice just to know that you're going to have the same consistency throughout it, and also the kill time is going to be the exact same from every single distance. Now, if you actually are curious about the kill times, the L86 still does kill a little bit slower than the MK46, not by a lot, but just by a little bit. So once again, on average, the L86 will kill in about 1.5 seconds, while on average, the MK46 will kill in about 1.4 seconds. So once again, that higher rate of fire really does prevail on the MK46. Now, one of the final things and the most important things that I want to cover in this video are the bullet spread pattern and the recoil differences with both the L86 and the MK46. As you can pretty much tell and notice, both weapons really do benefit from using the proficiency kick, and you'll notice that the bullet spread patterns are much tighter. And no guys, that is not what she said, but if we do decide to compare the L86 and the MK46 without kick, you'll notice that the L86 has a much smaller and a much tighter bullet spread pattern. So as far as accuracy goes, a lot of times the L86 will be much better from every single distance. And then finally, for one of my biggest tips, we're going to be talking about the differences between standing up and laying down as far as recoil and the bullet spread pattern does go. We talked about this about maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago with the sniper rifles, and the same thing applies with all the light machine guns in this game. So if you're standing up, the recoil pattern tends to be very widespread, and it's kind of hard to hit a lot of enemies from long range. But if you decide to crouch, on the other hand, once again, that bullet spread pattern kind of does reduce. But if you decide to lay down, and if you have the time to lay down, this is where you're going to see a ton of accuracy, guys. And I honestly have to say this is one of the best ways to use this weapon, and it's one of the best ways to kind of consume accuracy and just be very well with the weapon. So for my final opinion on both the L86 and the MK46, honestly, if I had to choose one, even though it's very hard to do so, I would probably have to go with the L86. You know, first off, just knowing that the damage is going to be consistent, and second off, just knowing that the accuracy is going to be absolutely amazing with this weapon really does just win me over with the MK46. But if I decide to play on a very small map or a medium-sized map, I would probably have to go with the MK46. But anyways, guys, I really did hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new. If you guys really could, make sure to give this video a like or a thumbs thumbs up rating down below. I put a ton of hard work into this video, and let's try to get it to 5,000 likes if we can. I know the last video got to 7,000, so thank you so much for that. And also, guys, what I would like you guys to do is actually let me know in the comment section below what 2 weapons you want me to compare, and then thumbs up the ones you agree with. So whether or not you're on your iPod or your computer, just simply leave a comment on what 2 guns you'd like me to compare. But with that being said, guys, it is Max here, or Ron Stink. Remember to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links will be in the description below, and have a great day, guys. Peace. So if you missed any of my past 2 Modern Warfare 3 comparison videos, they will be on screen now. On the left hand side, we have the MP5 versus the UMP45, and on the right hand side, we compared the P90 versus the PP90M1. Click either on screen annotation now, and also, guys, remember to click that subscribe button up above if you haven't already done so. Peace.